Once we've completed our experiment, we continue along the top-level menu to Ratio Images, Measurement, and Utilities. Ratio Images allows us an opportunity to re-ratio the images in case the limits for calcium levels that we chose were such that the calcium became saturated or wasn't bright enough. That wasn't the case in the experiment we did here, so we'll proceed directly to Measurement. Under Measurement, what we usually do is go to Graph Data. The name of the experiment that we just did is automatically placed here, and we open it. Here are the 5 cells that we used. Recall that 2 were GFP positive and 3 were GFP negative. We can look at these cells on a single axis, and it looks just like it did in the experiment that we did. Notice that the 2 GFP positive cells are in green, and the 3 GFP negative cells are shown here in red. We can also display this on multiple axes, where each cell is displayed by itself, or we can look at an average of the GFP positive and negative cells. Once we've finished looking at the graphs, we go to Utilities. In Utilities there are 3 options: Animate, Pseudocolor, and Montage. Animate allows us to view the ratioed images, the 340 images, or the 380 images. We'll choose ratioed images. And now we can start this to playing as a movie, and we can speed it up and watch the experiment repeat itself. Bright white levels represent increased calcium. And the movie continues to the end, and then it will recycle. We'll cancel this, and now go to Pseudocolor, which is used for increasing our ability to distinguish changes in calcium levels. We'll go to a frame 45 in the movie, in which there's a pretty good range of calcium levels, from the resting levels, seen here, to peak levels, seen in this cell. And we'll assign colors to each of those gray levels. We start with black, and assign a range to black. Back up to the color bar, we click on dark blue, and assign a range of colors of gray levels to dark blue. Back up to the top, we choose intermediate blue, and assign a range of gray levels to that. Now we go to blue-green, and assign that color to a range of gray levels. Yellow is next assigned to a range of gray levels, followed by orange and red. And we leave a little bit of white at the top. We've now completed creating a pseudocolor table, and we click on OK. Now if we go back to Animate and click Pseudocolor on and play this as a movie, we see the same events, but rather more dramatically. And we'll cancel out of this, and finally make a montage out of what we've done. We'll put Pseudocolor on. I'll start off going to frame number 30, and select this image and place it in the upper left-hand corner. Notice, for example, that this cell here is just starting to have an elevated calcium level in one portion of the cell. If we now proceed to the next frame, next, and accept this image and place it in the montage, and now proceed several frames more and accept that image, and finally a few frames further on, we've completed the montage, and all that remains is to annotate it. Within annotation, I can add a grid to separate the 4 individual images that I just created in the montage. I can enter a title for the experiment. Bradykinin stimulation, and place that text in the montage. I can also point out to the viewer that this particular cell underwent a rise in elevation that was different in different parts of the cell, creating a calcium gradient by adding a text indicating calcium gradient with lines going to the regions of interest. And now all that remains is to add a calibration scale which indicates what the calcium values for each color are. I think I'll put the calibration scale down here in the lower right hand corner. I'll make it medium sized and horizontal, and now I'll color it in, and the montage is completed. I can save this montage and use it for publication or presentation purposes. So, now we've gone through setting up to do an experiment, doing the experiment, viewing the graphic results at the end, and using utilities to view it as a movie or create a montage with the addition of pseudo-color. All of the images that we've seen are TIFF images and are easily exportable to other utilities, external utilities, such as Photoshop. Thank you very much.